Well, dear learners, I welcome you all in this session on ledger. Today we will discuss how the transactions are recorded in the book of original entry, that is journal, and then how the transactions are posted into ledger, how to make a balance, and then how to post the balances into the trial balance. So the entire process we will discuss today with the help of an example. So I am sure that with this practical example, each and everything related to the recording the business transaction in the original book and then posting the transactions into ledger, making a balance, and then preparing a trial balance. So let us have a look on this illustration. So we have this illustration. Therefore, we will discuss the journal entries and then we will transfer into ledger and then making a balance and then finally we will prepare the trial balance. So first of all, on 2nd of April 2020, the first transaction is cash sales. Well friends, you might be well aware that in this transaction two types of accounts are affected. First one is cash account and then the second one is sales account. So here you see that cash is coming to us and cash is an asset for the business. Accounts of all the assets come under a real account. So therefore here we will apply the rationale of real account. As per the rationale of the real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So here debit what comes in. So what is coming to the business? So while making the cash sales, cash is coming to the business, therefore cash account will be debited. So here if you see the first journal entry in the book of original entry, cash account debit to sales 15,000. So here cash is coming to the business and as per the rationale of the real accounts, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So here cash is coming in, therefore cash has been debited. And then the second account which is affected is sales account. So sales is an revenue for the business and as per the nominal accounts, accounts of expenses and losses, revenue and gain come under nominal account. So here we will have to apply the rule of the nominal account and the rule of the nominal account is debit all expenses and losses and credit all revenues and gains. So here sales is revenue for the business, therefore as per the rule of nominal accounts, credit all revenues and gain, therefore the sales account will be credited. So here two accounts were affected, the first one is cash account and second one is sales account. So cash is an asset for the business, therefore we applied the rule of real accounts and Sales is an revenue for the business. Therefore, we applied the rule of nominal accounts. And the final journal entry is cash account debit to sales account 15,000 rupees. So here, as you see that in debit side we have written 15,000 and in the credit side we have written 15,000. So as per the dual aspect concept, debit and credit both the sides are equal. Then the second one is paid salaries, that the business has made the payment of salaries to their employees. So this is the second transaction. So here in this transaction again two accounts are going to be affected. The first one is cash account and the second one is salaries account. Well friends, cash account is an asset for the business. Therefore, we will apply the rule of the real accounts. And salaries, when the business is making the payment of salaries of their employees, so it is an expense for the business. Therefore, we must apply the rule of the nominal accounts, because as per the nominal accounts, accounts of expenses and losses and revenues and gain comes under the nominal account. So here two accounts have been identified. Cash account, because when we will make the payment of salaries to the employees, so cash will be involved and cash is going out from the business. Therefore, when cash is going out, it means cash is an asset for the business and the asset is going out from the business. Therefore, we applied the rule of the real account. Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So here cash is going out, therefore we credited the cash account, because as per the rule of the real accounts, credit what goes out. So here anything which is going out from the business must be credited. So here cash is going out, therefore cash account has been credited. Then the second account which is affected in this transaction is salaries account. So when we have made the payment of salaries to the employees, it means we have incurred expenses, and expenses comes under nominal account. So as per the rationale of the nominal account, debit all expenses and losses. So here salaries being an expenses for the business must be debited. So therefore the transaction which will be recorded in the book of original entry will be salaries account debit to cash 6,000 rupees. So this is the second transaction which we have recorded in the book of original entry. Then the third one is sold goods to Pankaj, that we have sold the goods to Mr. Pankaj. So here it has not been mentioned whether the goods has been sold to Mr. Pankaj on cash basis or on credit basis. So when nothing has been mentioned, so here because the name of Mr. Pankaj is given, therefore we will presume that the goods have been sold to Mr. Pankaj on credit basis. So therefore in this transaction two accounts are again affected. First one is sales account and then the second one is Pankaj account. So when we have made the sales to Mr. Pankaj on credit basis, so here Mr. Pankaj being a natural person, we will apply the rule of the personal account. So as per the rule of the personal account, debit the receiver and credit the giver. So here when we are selling the goods, it means when we are selling the goods to Mr. Pankaj. So Pankaj is receiving the goods. Therefore, as per the rule of the personal account, account of Mr. Pankaj should be debited. And the second account which is affected in this transaction is sales account. Sales is an revenue for the business. Therefore, accounts of all the expenses and losses, revenues and gains comes under nominal account. So here we will have to apply the rule of the nominal accounts. So as per the rule of the nominal accounts, credit all revenues and gains. So here sales being an revenue for the business, therefore the sales account will be credited. So here the journal entry would be Pankaj's account debit to sales rupees 10,000. Pankaj account debit to sales 10,000 rupees. Then the fourth one is cash purchases. We have made purchases of 5,000 rupees. So here two accounts are going to be affected. First one is cash account and then the second one is purchases account. So here again we will apply the rationale of the real account, because the cash is an asset for the business and the accounts of all the assets come under real account. Therefore, we will apply the rationale of the real account, and the rationale of the real account is debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So here cash is an asset, and when we are purchasing something, it means cash will be going out. So as per the rule of the real account, credit what goes out. So here cash is going out, therefore account of cash will be credited. And purchases, so purchases being an expenses for the business, therefore rule of nominal account will be applied, and the rule of the nominal account is debit all expenses and losses. So purchases being an expenses for the business, therefore the purchases account must be debited and cash account must be credited, because cash is going out. Therefore the rule of the real account is what credit what goes out. So here cash is going out, therefore cash account has been credited. So the final transaction will be purchases account debit to cash 5,000 rupees. Then the next one is paid for stationery. So here this is the transaction which has been made on 13th of April 2020, paid for stationery rupees 100. So here we have paid rupees 100 for buying the stationery. So here again two accounts are affected. First one is cash account and the second one is stationery account. So again cash is an asset for the business, and here cash is going out. Therefore, as per the rule of the real account, credit what goes out. So here cash will be credited, and the second account which is affected is stationery account. So stationery being an expenses for the business, and expenses comes under nominal account. Therefore we will apply the rationale of the nominal account. So what nominal accounts says, debit all expenses and losses. So here stationery being an expenses for the business, therefore account of stationery must be debited. So therefore the final transaction will be stationery account debit to cash 100 rupees. Stationery account debit to cash 100 rupees. Then next one is goods taken by proprietor for personal use. So here goods have been taken by the proprietor for his personal use. So here when the goods have been withdrawn by the proprietor, so again in this transaction two accounts are affected. The first one is drawing account and the second one is purchases account, because when the goods has been taken by the proprietor for personal use, this is what we call drawing. So here drawing account has been affected and the second one is purchases account has been affected. So here purchases being an expenses for the business. Therefore, account of all the expenses comes under personal account. So, goods taken by the proprietor for personal use. So, here goods is being reduced. So, therefore, here purchases account will be credited and drawing account will be debited, because drawing account represents the account of the proprietor and proprietor is a person. So as per the rationale of the personal account, we have to apply the rule of the personal account, debit the receiver and credit the giver. So here who is receiver? So when the proprietor is taking the goods from the business for his personal use, it means the proprietor is the receiver. Therefore, account of drawing must be debited. Drawing account debit to purchases. So here when we are involving the purchases account. So purchases being an expenditure for the business. Therefore, purchases account will be credited. Drawing account debited to purchase account. The next one is bought goods from Manoj. That the business has bought the goods worth rupees 13,000 from Manoj. So here again friends, if you will see the transaction, you will find that it is not clear whether the goods have been bought from Mr. Manoj on cash basis or on credit basis. So when the name of the supplier is given and nothing has been mentioned whether the purchase or sales has been made on cash basis or on credit basis, generally we assume that this transaction has been entered into on credit basis. So here bought goods from Manoj 13,000 rupees. So very simple, when we are buying the goods from Manoj on credit basis, it means we are not making the payment to Manoj right now. Therefore, the journal entry would be purchases account debit to Manoj, because here two accounts are affected. The first one is purchases account and purchases account is an nominal account and purchases account is related to the expenses account. So therefore, as per the rationale of the rule of the nominal accounts, debit all expenses and losses. So here purchases is an expenses for the business. Therefore, purchases account must be debited and account of individual, that is account of Mr. Manoj, must be credited, because Manoj is a natural person and when we will apply the rule of the personal account, debit the receiver and credit the giver. So here when we are buying the goods from Mr. Manoj, So it means Mr. Manoj is the giver. Mr. Manoj is giving the goods to our business. So when Mr. Manoj is the giver, so the rule is debit the receiver and credit the giver. So here Manoj is giving the goods. Therefore, account of Mr. Manoj will be credited. So the final transactions would be purchases account debit to Mr. Manoj 13,000 rupees. You can see it. Purchases account debit to Manoj 13,000 rupees. Next one is received from Pankaj on account 4,000 rupees. So here we have received rupees 4,000 from Mr. Pankaj account. So here friends, again two accounts are going to be affected. The first one is cash account and the second one is Pankaj account. So here cash is coming to the business, therefore cash is an asset for the business and we will apply the rule of the real accounts. Debit what comes in. So here anything which is coming in, so here cash is coming, therefore cash account must be debited. And the second account which is affected is account of Mr. Pankaj. So Pankaj is an individual, Pankaj is a person and account of all the persons comes under personal account, and as per the rule of the personal account, debit the receiver and credit the giver. So here Mr. Pankaj is the giver because he is making the payment to our business, he is giving the money to us, therefore his account must be credited as per the rule of the personal account. You can see it that it is cash account debit to Pankaj account 4,000 rupees. Now again we go back to the transaction. Sold goods for cash. So here again two things are going to be affected. First one is cash account and then the second one is sales account. So here when we are making the sales, it means cash is coming to the business and we will apply the rule of the real account because cash is an asset for the business. So debit the receiver, debit what comes in. So anything which is coming in, so here on account of this transaction cash is coming in, therefore cash account will be debited and the sales account will be credited because sales is an revenue for the business and revenue comes under nominal account, and as per the rule of the nominal account, credit all revenues and gain, therefore we will credit the sales account. So the final transaction would be cash account debit to sales 4,000 rupees. Cash account debit to sales 4,000 rupees. You can see here, this is the transaction. Now again we go back. Next one is received interest on investment. So here two accounts are going to be affected. The first one is that cash account, we are receiving the interest, so it means we are receiving the cash, and cash we are receiving on account of interest because we have earned the interest on investment. So here two accounts are affected. First one is cash account and the second one is interest account. So interest is an revenue for the business, therefore the rule of the nominal account will be applied, and cash is an asset for the business, therefore rule of real accounts must be applied. So as per the rule of the real account, debit what comes in. So here cash is coming in, so therefore cash account will be debited, and interest on investment is an revenue for the, is an income for the business, therefore this interest on investment account will be credited. So the final transaction would be cash account debit to interest on investment, cash account debit to interest account 1,400. So dear friends, this was the first step wherein we recorded the business transactions in the book of original entry, that is journal. Now we will prepare the ledger. So if we go back, we will see from the first transaction, yes, first transaction is cash account debit to sales account. So here cash account has been debited and sales account has been credited by 15,000. So therefore, when cash account has been debited, we will write in the debit side of a cash account, and when sales account has been credited, we will write in the credit side of sales account. So here you see cash account and sales account. Cash account. So cash account was debited by 15,000. So therefore we transferred this transaction in the debit side of cash account. You can see here on the top of the left hand side, two sales 15,000 rupees. So cash account was debited, therefore it was recorded in the debit side. So the left hand side of any account is known as debit side. So this is the debit side and this is the credit side. So cash account was debited, therefore it was recorded in the debit side 15,000 rupees. And here what we will write? Anything which is involved in the journal entry in the credit, that words we will write here. As you can see that first journal entry was cash account debit to sales. Now again we go back, the next journal entry, salaries account debit to cash. So here salaries, in the debit side of salaries we will write 6,000, and in the credit side of cash account we will write 6,000. So you see cash account and salaries account. So here in the cash account was credited, therefore in the credit side by salaries 6,000 rupees, and if you see the salaries account you will find to cash 6,000 rupees. Cash account has been credited by 6,000, salaries account has been debited by 6,000 rupees. Now you see the next transaction, it is Pankaj account debit to sales 10,000 rupees. So Pankaj account has been debited 10,000. So we will write in the debit side of Pankaj account 10,000, and we will write 10,000 in the sales account. So we can see 10,000 in the debit side of Pankaj account. Pankaj account 10,000. This is the debit side, and sales account you can see that credit side 10,000 rupees by Pankaj 10,000 rupees. Then again if we go back, the next transaction is the purchases account debit to cash. So in the debit side of purchase 5,000, and in the credit side of cash 5,000. So we can see here purchase and cash 5,000 rupees, and the next one is purchases account debit 5,000 and cash account 5,000 rupees. So in cash account you will see purchases account 5,000, and purchases account you will see to cash 5,000 rupees. Purchases account. So this is the purchase account to cash 5,000 rupees. Now again if we go back, you can see the next transaction, stationery account debit to cash. So in the debit side of stationery account 100 rupees, in the credit side of cash account 100 rupees. So now you can see in the credit side 100 rupees stationery, and when you see the stationery account you will find in the debit side to cash 100 rupees. Again if we go back to the transaction, it is drawing account debit to purchases. So in the debit side of drawing account and in the credit side of purchases account you will find 1,000 rupees. Now you can see in the debit side of drawing account 1,000, and purchases account again you will find 1,000 in the credit side by drawing 1,000 rupees. Next one is purchases account debit to Manoj. So here you will find in the debit side 13,000 of purchases account and 13,000 in the credit side of Manoj account. So you can see here purchases account 13,000 to Manoj 13,000, and in the Manoj account you will find by purchases 13,000. So again if we go back to the transaction, cash account debit to Pankaj account 4,000 rupees. So here cash account, in the debit side of cash account 4,000 and 4,000 in the credit side of Pankaj account. So you can see 4,000 debit side to Pankaj, and in the Pankaj account you will find buy cash 4,000. Next one is cash account debit to sales. So you will find 4,000 in the debit side of cash account and 4,000 in the credit side of sales accounts. You can check 4,000 to sales. Last, cash account debit to interest account. So you will find 1,400 in the debit side of cash account and 1,400 in the credit side of interest account. You can check it. 1,400 in the debit side cash account, to interest 1,400, and in interest account you will find buy cash 14,000 rupees interest account, buy cash 1,400. So this way we can see that how the journal entries are made and how the transactions are posted into ledger. So with this I am sure that the learners might have been benefited and they might have got how the journal transactions are recorded and then how the transactions are posted into ledger. So I extend my sincere thanks for listening the lecture. Thank you very much.